You're gonna find some information in there. It's gonna be very educational. You know. So read on.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 26, and verse 10.
Right.
And now, behold, I have brought the first fruits of the land, which thou, O Yahweh, hast given me. And thou shalt set it before the Most High thy power, and worship before the Most High thy power. And thou shalt rejoice in every good thing which the Most High thy power hath given unto thee, and unto thine house, thou, and the Levite, and the stranger that is among you.
Right.
When thou hast made an end of tithing of all the tithes of thine increase the third year, which is the year of tithing, and has given it unto the Levite, the stranger, the fatherless, and the widow, that they may eat within thy gates and be filled.
Right. So now he's talking about giving up your tithes and your offerings. You know, this was a part about history. Today, tithes has been perverted. I met a sister I used to work with, and she said every service they have after Sunday, before they do like a closing prayer, they must read Malachi. They have to read it. We're gonna get it right now. Hold on, give me Malachi 3. They got it. They have to read it. She said they don't have a Sunday where they don't read that scripture. Malachi 3 and verse 8.
The book of Malachi, chapter 3 and verse 8.
Right, read that.
Will a man rob God?
Right. Will a man rob the Most High? Who in here want to rob the Most High? Nobody. I don't think nobody that dangerous. And you're really suicidal, right? All right. Read on.
Yet ye have robbed me.
Right.
But ye say, wherein have we robbed thee?
He said, wherein have they robbed me? What did he say?
In tithes and offerings.
Right. So wherein have you robbed the Most High? In your tithes and your offerings. That's how you rob the Most High. And the sister told me they read that every time. Then you know what they do? Wait a second. Then they pass around the plate. You know, just a little collection. A lot of times they say, well, give me the large bills first. You know, give me 50s or give me 50s and 20s first. Or rather, I heard one guy in the church tell me, give me the hundreds first. And I want the crispy ones. Yeah. So these pastors and preachers, they're not, shameful about doing what they do, man. They don't have no shame in their game. It's all about prosperity, man. Getting paid, living large, flying on large jets across the ocean and preaching what they call the so-called gospel. The good news is that the children of Israel in the last days is waking up, cut. That's the gospel. Last time I checked. Because the worst thing that happened to us, really, not that we went into captivity, because we went through plenty of captivities. Many. Right? But the worst thing that ever happened to us is that what? We have lost our identity. That's the worst thing that ever happened to us. Look at us. You see some of our people on BT, their pants hanging down, they got on a tight shirt. Some of our men wearing dresses and skirts. You got some of the basketball players wearing capris, things that women wear. Everybody's talking about they got, they're doing the work of the Lord, but they're not really doing anything. They're looking for their own gain. They're trying to get paid. There's no money in Israel, man. Look around. We're not driving lavish cars. You look outside, you see my car? You see a nice Bentley out there? No. You can forget about that. If you're looking to come in here to get rich, this is not the place for you. We're here to teach our people the truth according to the Bible. Best instructions before leaving earth. Right? So they said, how should a man rob the Most High? Through what? Through tithes and offerings. And they use this scripture, right? To do what? They use the scripture to class the plate around to get the people to indulge in more money, dig in their pockets. They say, dig deep. Come on now. You know, instead of buying that $200 bag from Michael Kors, come on and donate $100 to, you know, to your salvation. Right? What are you going to say, sis? No, this scripture is talking about us giving our tithes and offerings. That we ought to give, we ought to fill the storehouse. It's going to tell you, read on. Verse 9. What are you getting? What do you have?
I'm good.
Okay, go ahead.
The book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8.
Okay.
Will a man rob God?
Right.
Yet ye have robbed me. But ye say, wherein have we robbed thee in tithes and offerings?
Right.
Ye are cursed with a curse. For ye have robbed me, even this whole nation.
Read on.
Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse.
So where?
The storehouse.
In my pocket.
The storehouse.
In my big house.
The storehouse.
In my jet.
The storehouse.
Right. Bring all the tithes to the storehouse. That's what this is talking about. Tithes doesn't necessarily mean that you need to donate money. Tithes can also be your time. Tithes can also be a substance. Right? Because back then, we didn't have we did have money, it was called shekels. Right? But a lot of times we brought seasonings. You know, you said incense and cumin and things like that. Things that we needed within the storehouse. If we cooking something, you know, maybe the lamb, or we're cooking some food, we would bring these things as tithes and offerings. Okay? So a lot of times, or like to use this place here, what are we lacking right now here? Maybe paper towels, maybe some water, right? We could use some water, huh? Right. So maybe this week you got a little extra on your check, or maybe you have a little money put to the side. You say, you know what, I want to bless the school. So you come and you bring a big thing for paper towels. You know what I'm saying? We all need paper towels. We all need water here. You know, maybe some chips. I know Yucca Nun always mentioned about bringing chips for the guests, or bringing a salad, because sometimes we have guests coming here for the first time. Right? So sometimes, yeah, you need to come and, you know, donate that. Give to the storehouse. That's why we have that closet back there. A brother just donated a whole bunch of plates, like 1,000, 10,000 spoons and forks. So we never have to worry about that for a good while, huh? Right. So that's talking about the storehouse. That's the tithes. A lot of times the prosperity ministry based tithes on you giving, you know, what's in your pocket. Because they're trying to fulfill their own heart's lust. That's the problem. We're not trying to get fat. You know what I mean? We're not trying to get paid up in here and get fat. We're trying to what? Wake our people up. And get them to understand the law and statute commandments. We don't.
That there may be meat in mine house.
Okay.
And prove me now herewith, said the Most High Host.
Okay.
If I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it.
Right. So you want to receive your blessing, you need to stack up the storehouse. That's very important. The Most High said, if we give a tithes and offerings and we bless the storehouse, what he's going to do? He's going to bless us. Did we just read that? Read it again. Huh? Read it again.
And prove me now herewith, said the Most High Host.
Start from the top, verse 10.
Malachi chapter 3 and verse 10.
Right.
Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse,
okay,
that there may be meat in mine house.
Right. So there'll be meat in thy house. We'll have substance, things that we need. Right?
Gone.
Right? Read.
And prove me now herewith, said the Most High Host, if I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, and there shall not be room enough to receive it.
Right. There won't be room enough to receive it, man. This thing's gonna be serious. Right? Why wouldn't we want to do that? Huh? Somebody, why would we want to do that? Wouldn't that be a blessed thing? Right? To receive, and he said it'd be so much. It'd be abundance, man. It'd be coming in all the blessings. So we all thought like that. You know, this place we will never have a shortage of paper towels or anything that we might need in the back then. Never be a shortage because we all will be donating. When it gets enough, then we'll be like, all right, because it's not a big place. We don't have a big place to store all these things. So we'll say, all right, hold up, because we had to hold up on the water one time. Right? Everybody remember that? Yeah. Right. So, we had to hold up on certain things because it started to get like really packed up back there, which is a good thing. That's what we have to remember. That's the spirit that we gotta be. The spirit that we gotta have on us. Okay. Give me Hebrews real quick, 7 and verse 5. Right.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 7, and verse 5. And verily, they that are of the sons of Levi, who receive the office of the priesthood, have a commandment to take tithes of the people according to the law, that is, of their brethren, though they come out of the loins of Abraham.
Right. So going back to what we were reading, the sons of Levi, right? We have to give up the tithes, right? And then He will bless us if we did that. When I find the scripture, I'll get to it. Let's go back to the portion. Let's go back to the portion.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 26, and verse 10. And now, behold, I have brought the first fruits of the land which thou, O Yahweh, has given me, and thou shalt set it before the Most High thy power, and worship before the Most High thy power.
Hold on, Salaki. Give me I found it. Matthew 23:23. Hold on.
The book of Matthew, chapter 23, and verse 23.
Right.
Woe unto you.
Woe unto you. What does it mean, woe, when it says in the scriptures? Woe. Right, destruction. So and this is written in red. So this is the Most High. This is Mashiach Yahushua speaking the Most High's words. Saying, woe, destruction. Right? Read.
Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites.
Right, you see that? You see that exclamation point he puts after hypocrites? So he's speaking, with authority. You hypocrites. Because Most High Mashiach is like, he's fed up with these Pharisees, right? The same thing that's going on today. We are fed up with these Pharisees, right? We're fed up with these guys, T.D. Jakes and Creflo Dollar, kicking money across the stage, right? We fed up with them. They're hypocrites. It's a hypocrisy, right? Read on.
For ye pay tithe,
right,
of mint and anise,
and these, right,
and cumin,
right,
and have omitted the weightier matters,
okay,
of the law,
okay,
judgment, mercy, and faith. These ought ye to have done, and not to leave the other undone.
Right, you see that? They're leaving one thing, they're doing one thing and not doing the other. Right? They themselves was not keeping the law. People were paying tithes of anise and cumin. Right? They wearing the heavy matters. But what about faith? What about that? What about people who really severely, they really have a serious faith and mercy? What about that? They're not doing that. Read on.
Ye blind guides,
You what?
blind guides,
You blind the guys. Read.
which strain at a gnat and swallow a camel.
Check that out. Let Mashiach say something like that. How is that possible? You know, he said you strain at a gnat and you swallow a camel. You're so busy trying to, deal with these big problems, and there's people lacking, faith and mercy, and you're not even giving mercy to the people. You yourself not even keeping the law, right? Just like the woman they called a harlot, right? What happened to her? Didn't they bring her out to the city and they was going to stone? Right? But that was off judgment, huh? Yeah. Because why? They were supposed to bring the person that she was committing adultery with. If you go back and read that story again, they said she was committing adultery, and they picked up the stone. They was going to stone her, right? Well, how can you stone her when the commandments say in Deuteronomy 22 and 22, right? He says, bring the man and the woman that committed adultery and do what? Stone them. They just brought the woman. What's that all about? That's off. It's a perfect example of what we're reading right now. Christ had the Mashiach had to come tell him, do you have no sin? Cast the first stone. They was looking silly. They didn't know what to say. All the time they kept tempting the Most High. So these tithes and offerings, we ought to do. It doesn't necessarily have to deal with money. Yes, we would like, of course, the money. You know what I'm saying? Because in this kingdom, that's what this kingdom is built off of. Finances. Even some of the women, they tell you, no romance without the finance. Right? They do say that. But we use the money because why? We can use to beautify the place, the painting, put some more pictures on the wall. But we can use your time. Things may not be right now. We have a problem, a technical problem. If somebody electrician, raise your hand. Go in the back and help the brother out there. You know what I mean? So this is giving your time, giving your tithes, your offering. It's very important. It's very important. So the scripture says in Malachi that what? He will open up that sky and give you that blessing. Come? There's more scriptures on tithes and offering, but we'll be here all night. So let's go back to the portion.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 26 and verse 11.
I'm sorry. No, go ahead, go back. Because we'll be here on this 23rd chapter. Forget about it. We're going there. Them Pharisees were something else, man. Mm-hmm. They were something else. And we have them still today. They're the modern day T.D. Jakes and Creflo Dollar. They're the Pharisees to our people. Right? Give me, before you go back, give me Jeremiah 23 and 1. They're the modern day Pharisees that we see today. So if you're looking for the Pharisees in Matthew or in the scriptures that you're reading, you ain't got to look far. Just turn on your TV and you'll see them on there. I drank the water. And I had a dream I was going to get $7,000. And I opened up a check for $7,000. Every time I hear that commercial, it's just, I want to break the TV. Yeah. These people are something else, man. You're drinking that water. You drink that water if you want. Let me tell you what's going to happen to you. You're dealing with familiar spirits, right? The Most High going to deal with you. 23 and 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, get that real quick.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 23 and verse 1.
Read.
Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pastors.
See that? Most High said destruction unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep. These modern day preachers today are scattering the sheep. TJ's got up there and pulled up an Edomite and told him stand up and said, me and you are Gentiles. We're all from the seed of Abraham. Yeah, that's what it said. I said, man, this guy is dangerous, man. This guy he's suicidal. Yeah. Yeah, this guy is suicidal for real. Because, yo, you say something like that, I was like, man. He said, but, and then he turned around and said, you know, we're from the seed of Abraham. We're all a part of this whole mess. Wait a minute. You saying the Most High's creation, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is a mess? Something's wrong with you. But then the worst part about it is when you hear the people cheer. That's like the worst. If nobody said anything when he said it, and they just sat there quiet, okay, and he said something, it's a mess. You know, maybe they might be pondering and thinking in their mind what's going on. But then when he said that, everybody like, yeah, yeah. So everybody is like co-signing it. Yeah, we down with you, TD, all the way to the death. Yeah, and that's exactly where you're going, to death. That's serious, man. It's the same thing that was happening with Moses, man. When Moses went on the mountain, right? What did he do? What did he go up there and get? The 10 Commandments. Come? And what was Israel doing down there at the bottom of the mountain? They were doing what? You said it was committing adultery, but it was committing all acts of fornication. Let's just say it like that. So that way cover everything. You know what I mean? Because what else they was building down there? They had built something down there. What did they build? The golden calf, right? You know where Israel learned that from? Egypt. Way back. No, they learned right. They learned that in Egypt, right? But it dates back to the Babylonians during the time of the Tower of Babel, right? From Cush, right? After Ham had Cush and then he had Nimrod. This is the condition. What happened? That's where it started from. Polytheism, right? Believing in multiple gods. That is wicked. That is wicked, man. We have to learn that. That's why this thing with the virgin birth is, you know what I mean? This thing dates back way. This thing goes back way far. You know what I mean? We got to learn that history, man. You know, this thing is serious. That's why our people, even in Israel, we stumbling on the virgin birth. Knowing this thing did not come with Catholicism, it came way before that. It came with the time of Nimrod. When he died, they made him the sun god, right? And he had a son. They made him the sun. And his mother, Samaritan, is the moon goddess. That started back then. And then so on and so on. And each kingdom is spread throughout all the earth. And everyone was dealing with idolatry. The only one that was not dealing with that idolatry nonsense was Israel, was the Shemitic tribe. Shem wasn't going for that back then. Because he already knew. So, roll onto these passages, right? Read on. You was on something? What you had?
Oh, I was going to get to that virgin birth.
Oh, no. I mean, the virgin birth, we can go through that. That could be a class on a Friday night class. We definitely could tear that thing apart, piece by piece, and show you that virgin birth is garbage. Right? That listen, the birth of Jesus Christ, the virgin birth, it doesn't stop there. Krishna also was a virgin birth. The Hindu god. Apollo was another Hindu. Was another god. All these gods, I got a list. I got a little chart here on my phone. I'll bring it. I'm gonna print it out. I'll bring it next week. The sun god Ra. All these things date back to those times, and these people dealt with virgin birth. All it has to do with being a father god, sun god, mother, right? Was the moon goddess, and then they have a son, right? And when they have the son, it's always a virgin birth. Always. This is idolatry. Israel was down there when Moses was up on the mountain, and what he was doing? Making a calf. Right? Where did they learn that from? The Egyptians. Read on.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 1. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith the Most High.
Read on.
Therefore, thus saith the Most High, power of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people.
Right.
Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, saith the Most High.
So don't think these guys gonna get away with what they're doing, spreading the flock. Right? The Most High say He's gonna visit them. And trust me, He's starting to visit them now as you speak this day. That's why that guy had to get up on that stage and say that about us. That's why he had to say it. Because you know why? He noticed that, hey, he's used to pulling in, probably about 250,000 on one church on one Sunday. And he knows, the donations dropped down like 10, 15,000. Like, wait a minute. What's going on? Where's everybody going? Well, you heard about Brother Leroy, right? No. What happened to Brother Leroy? Well, he changed his name. His name is Malachi. And he's keeping the commandments. The guy's like, what? So he's getting pissed off now. Wait a minute. These guys are taking my paper. Israel's waking up in these last days. We're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. We ain't going for that garbage no more. We're not going for the virgin birth. We're not going for any other doctrine that they trying to push. Number one? Okay. Let's go back to the portion. Deuteronomy, still in 26, right?
Yeah.
Right. 26 and 10, right?
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 26, verse 10.
Okay.
And now, behold, I have brought the first fruits of the land which thou, O Yahweh, has given me, and thou shalt set it before the Most High thy power, and worship before the Most High thy power. And thou shalt rejoice in every good thing which the Most High thy power hath given unto thee, and unto thine house, thou and the Levite and the stranger that is among you. When thou hast made an end of tithing of all the tithes of thine increase the third year, which is the year of tithing, and hast given it unto the Levite, the stranger, the fatherless, and the widow, that they may eat within thy gates and be filled.
All right, so he said he took care of, wait a minute, he took care of the Levite, took care of the stranger, the fatherless, or something happened to your father, he passed away, then who's going to be the breadwinner? Who's going to take care of the children? A wife. Right? Huh? Right. Your brother or your tribe leader, right? Right? Or one of the Levites. Read. He said also the widow. How about some of these women sometimes they lose their husband? She becomes now a widow. Right? So the widow needs to be looked after. So a lot of our people, we're not really applying this upon the Lord. Something happened to somebody's wife, somebody's husband. We have to be, serious about watching over the sister. You know what I mean? She's going to be going through some things. But now, what does Scripture say? Where there's no hedge, what? The possession is spoiled. Right. So when a man not being there, it will let spirits in. So we have to be that elder over that widow, watching over her family, the children. Right? We don't.
Deuteronomy chapter 26 and 13.
Right?
Then thou shalt say before the Most High power, I have brought away the hollow things out of mine house, and also have given them unto the Levite and unto the stranger, to the fatherless and to the widow, according to all thy commandments which thou hast commanded me. And have not transgressed thy commandments, neither have I forgotten them.
All right, so they gave the hollow things to the house. They gave it to the Levites onto the stranger, the father. See, again, it's repeating what they're doing and taking care of those people that need that additional help. Right? Right now, they will call it welfare. You know what I mean? Like, if years ago, I'm serious, years ago, back in the 70s, when you were on welfare, they said you was married to the government. That the government was your husband. And if you had a man in your house, the welfare, they will come out. Before, they used to call it back in the 80s, they used to call it face-to-face. You had to go downtown and have a hearing, with the welfare face-to-face. But back in the 70s, before that, they used to come to your house. And they used to check and make sure, see how you living. If you was living too luxuriously, and you trying to collect food stamps and some money from the government, they have a problem with that. If you got a man in there, no, that can't do that. A man can come and drop a seed in the house, but he can't come and be the man in the house, because if he does, then he's gonna take away the food stamp. They'll take away the support. You know, this is what this nation does. If you watch the movie, I don't know if you ever heard of it, Claudine. That's an old movie back in the 70s, 60s, and 70s. That brings out that whole thing. The children running around hiding the iron. You know, the man had to go hide in the closet. You know what I mean? Because the welfare man is coming. And they sing that song, Mr. Welfare. They made a song about this thing. But back then, but here, we looked after our own. We had our own government. That's the key. We have our own government, like right now. That's what we're setting up right now. The Yashara, Slakia. Right. The government of Israel. So that's what we're setting up right now. You know, it's been a little while, and it's growing. It's growing. We're traveling around. We hope that I believe, it's not a secret, but I believe that the next one might be here. Hallelujah. Yeah. Okay, gotta make it 3 times to come to Florida. You know what I mean? So that would be great. That'd be wonderful. Okay. Read on.
Deuteronomy chapter 26 and verse 14. I have not eaten thereof in my mourning, neither have I taken away aught thereof for any unclean use, nor given aught thereof for the dead. But I have hearkened to the voice of the Most High my power, and have done according to all that thou hast commanded me. Look down from thy holy habitation from heaven, and bless thy people Israel, and the land which thou hast given us, as thou swearest unto our fathers, a land that floweth with milk and honey. This day the Most High thy power hath commanded thee to do these statutes and judgments. Thou shalt therefore keep and do them with all thine heart and with all thy soul.
Shut the power for a minute. I'm gonna shut it down and then turn it back on. They want me to reset the outside. FPNL. So I'm gonna try it and see if it helps. So it's gonna shut down for a minute. We're gonna read it check.
Right. Send a text out online. Let them know we're gonna cut the live stream off of the YouTube. So we're gonna, because we're working with the power with FPNL, so we're gonna shut down the power right now and bring it back up. So just hold tight.
Yeah.